sage teach you to call me?
An ugly motherfucker.
I will eat him alive.
Hello guys, and welcome to another MK Mobile character review. Today we have a very special guest, Scourge Baraka. As usual guys, please note the date when this video has been recorded because a lot of things may have changed since then, and if you're not familiar with the matrix I'm using in order to evaluate characters, you can find it on the top right corner of the screen. So without any further ado, let us put Scourge Baraka to the test. Scourge Baraka guys was released alongside Assassin Jade and Treacherous Tanya with update 1.13 on the 4th of May 2017, and his original price in the old store was 420 souls, and that's quite expensive, so let us check whether he is worth that price. His attack is 53,251, the 21st highest in the game and the 4th highest in the Gold League. The hit points, they're 97,152, the 27th highest in MK Mobile and the 10th highest among the gold characters. And the toughness is 39,690, the 25th highest overall and the 7th highest in the Gold League. And the recovery is the same, 39,690, the 24th highest in MK Mobile and the 7th highest among the gold characters. The power generation is just 100%, so for his stats, Scourge Baraka gets 17.4 out of 28 possible points. Special one of Baraka guys is called Blade Spark. What you need to know about the ability is first that it can be blocked by the opponent, it has power drain as debuff, which is amazing, it can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of 2 mini attacks and it has the single tap rectangle as mini game. When it comes to damage, the minimum damage of the ability is 17,572, the 29th highest overall and the 8th highest among the gold characters, and the maximum damage is 35,145, again the 29th highest in MK Mobile and the 10th highest in the Gold League. So let's repeat the properties of the ability once again. It can be blocked by the opponent, it has power drain as debuff, it can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of 2 mini attacks and it has the single tap rectangle as minigame. So for his special one, Scourge Baraka gets the impressive 10.5 out of 13 possible points. Special 2 of Scourge Baraka is called Tarkatan Fury, and it is one of those abilities that I love and hate at the same time. I like the first part of it, with the Tarkatan warriors coming out of the portal, but I kind of dislike the second part of it when Baraka kneels and starts stabbing you with his blades. But in general, a lot of things I can say about this special attack, so right off the bat, let us start with the actual review of it. Special 2 of Baraka guys can be blocked by the opponent, it has luck as buff and it can be cast from distance. Actually a few more things to add here. The ability will connect at mid-range because the warriors coming out of the portal will push the enemy towards Baraka, but if you decide to cast it from long range, only the first 2 mini attacks will connect. Baraka will kneel, will completely miss the opponent and will look like a butcher training for future pig chopping. In general, it is pretty hilarious when he misses his special 2. Anyhow, the special attack is lethal, it consists of 9 mini hits and it has the vertical or horizontal swipe as mini game. When it comes to damage, the damage of the special ability is 43,932, which is the 28th highest in the game and the 7th highest in the Gold League. The maximum damage is 87,864, the 25th highest in MK Mobile and the 5th highest among the gold characters. Once again, the special attack can be blocked by the opponent, it has luck as buff, it can be cast from distance, however keep in mind that if casted at long range, it will almost completely fail. The ability is lethal, it consists of 9 mini hits and it has the horizontal or vertical swipe as mini game. So for his special 2, Scourge Baraka gets 12 out of 19 possible points. Nail and Impale, this is the name of the X-ray of Scourge Baraka, and what you need to know about this ability is that first, it has Bleed as debuff, which is extremely underwhelming for an X-ray, but the good thing about this ability is that it can be cast from distance. When it comes to damage, the damage of the X-Ray is 105,436, the 35th highest in MK Mobile and the 10th highest among the gold characters. Once again, the X-Ray has Bleed as debuff and it can be cast from distance. So for his X-Ray, Scourge Baraka gets 3.4 out of 4 possible points, and the total amount of points he gets for his special attacks adds up to 25.9 out of 36 possible. Oh boy, we got to the basic attacks, guys. And to be honest with you, I believe Baraka has one of the worst, if not the worst, basic attacks in Mortal Kombat Mobile. It feels like he got all possible basic attacks imperfections, he brought them together and elevated them to a whole new level. This is how bad he is when it comes to hitting the enemies. First of all, he's terribly slow, but this is not always a big problem, as there are other characters that are not amazingly fast but still can perform quite good at punching the opponent, such as Relentless Jason, Silver Kenshi, Warlock Quan Chi, and so on and so on. Hell, even Shao Kahn is slow, very slow, but at least his basic attacks feel somehow smooth and coherent. Nothing like this can be said about Scourge Baraka. But quite honestly, the speed of his punches is his smallest problem because he sucks at chaining as well. And he sucks big time. He doesn't push opponents back if they're blocking, and it takes him forever to switch from attacking mode to blocking, and this always leaves him wide open for counterattacks. His animations are in general terribly slow, and even watching him delivering those clumsy high kicks is kind of annoying for me. I really don't know what else to say here, guys. Block breaking equipment is a must for this character, otherwise you are risking getting destroyed pretty early in the game, especially if he is your opener. I'm sorry, but I really think that probably there are 2 or 3 characters that are worse punchers than Scourge Baraka, so I will give him 2.5 out of 10 points for his basic attacks. The passive of Baraka, guys, is called Scourge of Outworld, and here it is what it does. I quote, "For each Outworld character on his team, Baraka performs an additional combo ender attack which applies a bleed damage over time with increased duration." Baraka's bleeds damage over times can stack. Now, there are a lot of problems with this passive, so I should start first with the positives. And actually I can think of only one positive about the passive, and it is the damage. If you team up Baraka with 2 Outworlders and you manage to trigger his passive, the damage you will deal shouldn't be underestimated at all. It almost feels like a special 1 damage or something. But this is the only good thing about the passive of Scourge Baraka, guys. So let's start with the negatives. And the first negative thing is that the bleed duration, which is usually between 2 and 3 seconds. Now, granted, it lasts longer than Hanzo Hasashi Scorpion's bleeds, but still, it is not enough. Especially considering how slow Baraka is. I mean, you're not going to land like 50 combo enders in a game, right? You'll be happy if you manage to do 3 or 4 combo enders, so really the reward out of it should be better. And with that said, let's proceed to my next point, and this is, by the way, the biggest issue I have with Baraka's passive, that it revolves entirely around his basic attacks, and as we already said, and as we already established, they are absolutely appalling. Really, why did they give him such horrible basic attacks and then decided to tie his passive to his combo enders? It doesn't make any sense. And if this was the case, then they had to make sure that the passive damage was actually huge. So far, it is okay, but nothing amazing. Same issue I had with Venomous Devora's passive, by the way. It is just plainly stupid to create a character with very bad punching abilities and then to create his passive around them. I simply don't get it. Anyways, this takes me to the next issue of the Scourge of the Outworld, and it is that the more fusions you get on the character, the passive gets increasingly bad. Look at the teams I should face now, guys, in Faction Wars. Look at the opponents. We have Jades, we have Kitanas, they're the teams, fully maxed out diamond characters, so in a way, not only the passive relies on the clumsy basic attacks of Baraka, but because of his high stats at max fusion, you will most probably get matched against Assassin Jade, MK11 Jades, etc., and Baraka's passive is worthless against them. I'm sorry, I'm really disappointed with Baraka's passive, I'm not going to lie. I believe it is a good passive on paper, and if I take it and apply it to some other character, it will work much better. Plus, we shouldn't forget that there is nothing else here. Nothing. Unlike other characters who usually add something else in their passives, like for example bonus to attack, HP, toughness, etc. Let's take Heavy Weapon Jack's passive for example, the special 2 part of the passive, and then the plus 30% toughness. Baraka's passive, on the other hand, is just an enhanced combo ender. And you should never forget that the combo ender has chance to happen. It may happen, but it may not happen. Disappointing. Once again guys, I'm sorry, I really believe that this passive shouldn't be there on this specific character, so I'll be giving 9 out of 20 points for Scourge Baraka's passive. He is just an outworld character, so he gets 1 point for classes and 0 points for tagging attack. Okay guys, so we got to the final verdict. And what the final verdict should be. Let's take a look at the bigger picture. Scourge Baraka has decent stats for a gold character. He has, I would say, his special abilities are okay, his special 1 is good, his special 2 is serviceable even though the damage is underwhelming, but still it is okay. However, his biggest problem is first his basic attacks, which are terrible, and the fact that his passive actually relies on these terrible basic attacks. And those two factors, basic attacks and passive, is the main reason why I don't enjoy playing Scourge Baraka at all. Quite honestly, I played about 15 games with Scourge Baraka while I was recording the footage for this video, and those 15 games were so painful to me, especially the games when I had to play without block breaking gear. Let's face it, probably Scourge Baraka is the most demanding character when it comes to block breaking gear. Without it, he is simply horrible. With all that said guys, if you like the character, that's fine. I mean, you can enjoy the character, I don't mind, but if you truly believe that Scourge Baraka is a good character, please guys, let me know in the comments why. I'm really curious to read your arguments. So, as you have already guessed, I'll be giving him 0 out of my 3 subjective points. I really hate this character, I don't enjoy playing with him at all, not one bit. And with my 0 subjective points, he's going to score 55.8 out of 102 points, and we can label him as a decent character. In fact, he ranks 45th out of 48 evaluated characters, just above Silver Kenshi and just below Kraken Reptile. Once again, Scourge Baraka, final verdict, decent character. As I already mentioned guys, I am not really a huge Scourge Baraka player, I don't enjoy playing with him at all, but if you're asking me whether to put Baraka as an opener, I would say depends. If he is the only possible option for an opener in your team, then go ahead, but if you have somebody else that can do better, for example let's say Mournful Kitana, then I would go for Mournful Kitana. Because really Scourge Baraka absolutely requires block breaking gear, and if you don't give it to him, he'll be close to useless. And if you decide to give block breaking equipment to the opener, that means that one of the required opener's gears will be missing. When it comes to his best matchups, because of the nature of his passive, it is really hard to tell which of the characters that he counters, but I can tell you which of the characters that counter him. It will be really easy. Assassin Jade is a horrible matchup for Scourge Baraka. MK11 Jade, even worse opponent. Seriously, you don't wanna use Baraka against MK11 Jade. You're going to get killed, snared and destroyed. And of course, another very tough matchup should be Dark Raiden or, even worse, Piercing Melina. I believe you got the idea. When it comes to the gear, guys, if you are not using Baraka as your opener, you can try to give him Rat Hammer. That should be very important because you need to make sure that his combo enders will deal as much damage as possible. When it comes to the armor, Shao Kahn's helmet is a good option, and of course, as an accessory, probably the best item for Baraka as of today, this is the Vial of Infinite Blood, because it provides first the required block breaking chance and second additional chance for additional bleed on the enemy. So in my opinion, this is the best item set for Baraka. Now, which is the best Baraka team? Unfortunately for me, I don't have the answer. And it really sucks because I don't want to give you some troll teams, I really want to give you a team where Baraka will shine, but so far I haven't found any. For me, the best team with Baraka was a team with Mournful Kitana and Sangat Kotokan. That was serviceable team. I didn't face a lot of fully maxed out diamond teams, and I was able to finish hard battle, so it was okay. But at the same time, it wasn't great either. It was just like a regular team with okay synergy, but nothing special. And a lot of people are insisting that one should team Scourge Baraka with Ravenous Melina, but in my opinion, this is not the case, because the moment you do that, you're going to be matched against really difficult teams. For example, you might get matched against fully maxed out Day of the Dead team, and you know, for example, the Red Kitana is immune to bleed, or you can get matched against MK11 team, and this is horrible for Baraka, especially if they have MK11 Jade in the team. So I believe you got my idea. If you want to enjoy Baraka, please don't team him up with any diamond character. And of course, a bleed or a damage over time team is always an option when you have Baraka. You just have to keep in mind that this is not going to be a team focused on Baraka, but it is going to be a team that relies on a lot of characters tagging in and out all the time. Okay guys, Scourge Baraka, what do you think of him? Do you like him? Do you dislike him? Please let me know in the comments. Once again, he scored 55.8 out of 102 possible points, and we labeled him as a decent character. As usual guys, if you want to see more reviews, you can find them on the top right corner of the screen. And if you want to know which is the next on-demand review, you can find the list in the description of this video. See you next time guys. Take care.
So hungry.
Excellent.
Perfect.